Hello, I'm Sarganaut, and welcome to my studio. Sorry about the cough there.
Hello, I'm Sarganaut.
Yes, now that the microphone's working properly and checked, I shall turn that off. I've got something, I just need to keep clearing my throat. My apologies. Right. The scalpel to one side, let's carry on with this card. So what I was going to do is do this area in here and in there, and then focus purely on the Gibberer. Whether we'll get to that this evening, I don't know. The aim now is to finish this by tomorrow night, because tomorrow night will be the last stream for 5 days. Excuse me a second. Because I'm working away Monday to Friday, so I'm not going to be able to stream. Okay, so let's have a look here. We've got that, yeah, we've got the thin edge to put in. So just working out where to put all this sort of scroll edge detail. This is black. That's grey. That's black, that's light. This is kind of light, all the way down to here. Okay, so I'm doing it. This is all light. That's dark in the middle of there. I want to come around here, something like that. Let's do something like this. Up there like that. That's black up there. We're going to come under here. Trying to work out where things go. This is grey. That's great, that's great. That's black in the middle of here, so we're talking about being black. I've got to keep trying to work out where things are in my own mind. It gets really confusing sometimes when you've got sort of multiple areas. That's grey, that's grey. We're going to sort of come up to there. And then we're just going to sort of, that's grey around here, this bit up here then, yeah, we'll do it black. Alright, so we come up to the top. All that around there, come around here like this. We've got an area there. Black. We've got a black band all the way around there, so what I'm just going to do is take that to there, like that, and then we join it with that black band. Okay. So really just trying to work out where colours and shapes go. So the outline of the frame here is kind of got a grey and dark area just at the side of it. I'm not sure whether it's a shadow or quite what. Yeah, let's just let this tool heat up a little bit again. Yeah, it's almost like a black edge. It goes all the way around. Yeah. So just slowing down to apply a lot of heat, make it go black all the way down. Doing it in one pass. Fairly confident about what I need here, so I'm quite happy to do it in a single pass. I don't need to sort of do it light like I've done the outlining there to work out where I'm going. Well, having said which means that's that outline is staying. No matter what, whether I've got it right or wrong, it's staying. Do I want to go? Yeah, let's do. I'm going to go all the way around this. Might as well do it now. So I finally got up to date, completely 100% up to date with videos all uploaded to YouTube. So the complete available history of my broadcasts since I started sometime in April. For some reason I think 15th of April 2015. Right through till last night, not last night, night before last night, are now available on YouTube. So if you'd like to see any of the old broadcasts, then just head over to YouTube, youtube.com/SarragonArt, and they are available there to pick. Most of them, in fact just about all of them, are also in series. Now bear in mind that Twitch, of course, is real time. There's no time lapse involved in it, so everything there is the broadcast as it was broadcast at the time, which means that, you know, some of the pyrography takes 20 hours. And there's 20 hours of video there. I will try, at some point, to put some time-lapse stuff up. But that won't just be immediately. But they're also in just about in series. So if you want to see Will Young, for example, then the video is there for Will Young, as is Theo the Kitten and Amber the Owl and things like that. So take a look. There's also all the jewellery there. Now, although the videos there are some 2 hours long, jewellery generally takes 1 to 2 hours. So in any particular, well, apart from the micro mail, that is, that took a really long length of time. But if you're interested in any of the jewellery, you can see it being made there, and you can also, if you want, then buy your own on Etsy, sarragonart.etsy.com. Although I must say at this moment in time I can no longer be sure that you would get any item for Christmas. But it is nice to now have all the videos uploaded to YouTube. That way I don't have them on my PC anymore. I've got 3/4 of a terabyte of space back. They're all on an external drive, but they are of course all on YouTube as well now. Actually, there's something I came across which a while ago now. I don't think you've ever seen it, but I built a remote control model. I built a remote control model of a Scania truck, which was a 2+4. Trucks are, especially articulated trucks, are classified like that. 2+4 meaning there's two wheels plus 4 wheels. 2 wheels are steering wheels, 4 wheels are driving wheels. That's what the 2+4 means. If you get like 4+4, you've got 4 steering wheels, 4 driving wheels. And sometimes you get 3 numbers, like 2+2+2. I can't remember what the last 2 means then, but so yeah, I've got a remote control, 1/14 scale, I think that is. Was it 1/12? Scania truck, together with a refrigerated trailer called a reefer, as in refrigerated reefer. The same scale, of course, and it can tow it. And I recorded the build of and painting of both of those. And I've just found the record. Now, I did that a long time ago before I was ever on Twitch. And I've never actually uploaded those to YouTube, so I may well do that as well. So if you have an interest in remote control models, that's one to look out for at some point in the future. What I may do with those, though, is break them down into small, because they are sort of 5 or 6 hour long recordings. I will probably break those down into smaller segments. So you can watch them in bite size. I've got some more of those to build as well. I've got another truck, I can't remember which one it is, which is a 2+2. It's only got 4 wheels. Two steering, 2 driving wheels. I wanted something different, to have a different truck, so I've got 2. The Scania and that one. That's to build. So whether I'll ever build that on stream, I don't know. But I would like to maybe get that built for sometime next year. It'd be good to run both of those, both the Scania and the other one. In fact, it would be really good to get a lot of these older projects out of the way. I do have another truck kit, which I'm not actually going to. It's a Scania truck, but I'm not actually going to build it as a Scania truck. I'm going to be using the running gear and build something else. Not quite sure yet whether it would be something like a bendy bus or an actual sort of rock tour type tour bus. Really love to be able to do something like that, and that will be kind of unusual because it will be effectively a pusher, because the engine for that would need to be behind the wheels. So it will be almost a completely bespoke kit, apart from the fact that the running gear would be borrowed from the Scania. So I may well upload those, as I say, the Scania build and the reefer truck. Now I am colouring the wood in between a little bit, just because the pen, which is quite hot, is near the wood. As I'm going to colour it in anyway, a lightish colour, I'm not fantastically bothered about the fact that it is getting a slight cooking. Ooh, it's now quite warm here in the studio, and as is often the case, I'm talking to myself again, aren't I? Never mind. I haven't quite worked out yet, despite having now broadcast on Twitch, close to 2 years worth of broadcasting. I still haven't worked out which are good nights and which are not good nights to broadcast on. So this is dark. I'm just more or less just filling in between the lines I put down earlier. Which, working at high heat, well, quite high heat levels like this, is quite easy to do. Which is kind of explains, if you like, why pure monochrome is often quite easy or quite quick to do, because, relatively speaking anyway, because working at high heat, you're not worried about shading, and generally speaking, you're also not particularly worried about consistent shading, because everything is consistently black. In fact, at very high heat levels, it's kind of difficult not to get it black. Oh dear, so you have to work really fast. Yeah, well, the finger I burnt is still pink, but it's not hurting anymore. I did not burn that on Pyrography, by the way. I have never yet burnt myself in using pyrographic tools. Yes, my fingers get a little bit hot sometimes, but that's just kind of, you know, like holding a hot cup of tea, for example. Your fingers get a bit hot, it gets a bit uncomfortable. Same with hot coffee, by the way, in case you prefer coffee to tea. This was opening a packet which had been in the oven and contains steam, and my fingers got in the way of the hot wet steam, and that's a bad combination. Steam, which is hot and wet. Steam is not a good thing anyway, but when it's wet particularly, it becomes even worse. You get burnt very easily, and I did, across 3 fingers, of which this one was the worst. That was the next, and my first finger here caught it a little bit. The other 2 are still pink. They're still sort of recovering, I guess, but they are still, but they're no longer painful, which is good. And I see cooking myself, cooking the wood here, and cooking myself as well. That bit's not so good. What is the temperature here in the studio? Oh, up to 24 degrees. Okay. Right. So that's that pattern around there. This up here is, yeah, it's just about black, isn't it? Let's do this bit in here as well before we turn the tool down and start just filling in the remaining area. Always turning the work around if I can, just so that I can use the tool at this angle and in this position. Makes it more comfortable to do. Because if I was working on a bigger piece, A3 or A3, well, A3 you might be able to do it, 2 of these, but that's getting a bit large, and A2, which I think this board is, that then becomes sort of not quite impossible, but really difficult, at least on an easel like this, to turn around. If I was working flat on the desk, I might be able to do that, but here on the easel that would be impossible at that size, which is a pity. I've now discovered I like working pyrography on this easel. It gives me a better angle to see it with. I don't get the light reflections, which I used to get off the desk, even when I wasn't broadcasting. And here I don't, because of the angle, the bounce angle of the light. And of course you get a better picture as well. So we both win by me working on this easel. You know, I was thinking of something earlier tonight, and I was thinking about sort of airbrushing something. I thought that would be really good and fun to airbrush, and I've completely forgotten what it was. Because I was thinking, oh yeah, I'd really like to do that. And despite the fact that I'd really like to do it, I can't remember what it was. So I'll turn this down. This connector is rather hot. So this, the other end of this. So what I'm just currently doing is just attempting to tighten up the connection in the control unit. I'm not going to succeed, I don't think. I don't like these connectors for. I know I've said it before. That didn't work. I don't like them for power like this, because the connectors gradually get loose. The central pin particularly. The outer ones on here are easy, you just sort of squeeze them slightly with a pair of pliers. The inner pin though, you've got to get out. Oh, I see what it's going to be. I'd probably have to take that apart to... Yeah, the inner pin isn't quite as tightly gripped, which is resistance, and resistance means heat, so that connector gets quite warm. Not a lot I can do about it though. I'd actually have to take the unit apart in order to get to the connector. Were you just going to perk up and say something? A home assistant. I'm looking forward to next year, because what I want to do next year is make some Arduino or wireless based temperature sensors. For each room of the house. I'm just looking forward to playing about with those. Actually, one of the things I'm also now thinking about is my doorbell. The bell push on the outside. It's battery operated and it works over Wi-Fi. And it works quite well because there's a fair bit of latency in there, which I'm not fantastically happy about, but it works over Wi-Fi from a battery, from quite a small lithium-ion battery, which is quite nice. It lasts about, so far it's lasted about 120 days before it needed recharging, which wasn't bad. It's about a third of the year. Most of the time sat there doing absolutely nothing, and just occasionally when someone pushes it, does it wake up, connect to Wi-Fi, and then send a packet of information across the network, which kicks off the sounders. If you were on stream at one point earlier this year, you'd have seen me actually soldering and wiring up one of those sounders. But one of the things, it's battery power. It takes quite a bit of battery power to actually wake up the sensor and to have it, wake up the unit and have it connect to Wi-Fi. And power, of course, is battery. So the less power you can use, the better it is. Now, at one point, there's things like Bluetooth low energy. But the problem with Bluetooth low energy is it's short range. And I'd have to put a gateway, because I need to get this thing onto the internal network. I'd have to put a gateway somewhere nearby for Bluetooth low energy that would convert it into Wi-Fi. And there isn't anywhere nearby. But one of the things I learnt about only just recently is the Wi-Fi modules that I'm using, the 8266. The 3266 as well has it. Has its own point-to-point mode. Or point-to-multipoint. Where it's a lot faster to connect, but it doesn't actually connect to Wi-Fi. It will talk to another similar unit, an 8266 for example. and so the range is similar to Wi-Fi, but just actually is a bespoke connection. Now that is interesting because where the current Wi-Fi connection probably takes something like about 10 or 15 seconds to wake up, connect, send the information, and then go back to sleep. This thing can do, in this mode, it can do it in about 2 seconds, which saves one heck of a lot of power. So I am thinking about making a gateway, because the range is larger than Bluetooth. What I can do is put a gateway very close to where the existing Wi-Fi node for that part of the house is, and then have a gateway there into the system, and that should mean that this thing would potentially run for something like close to a year on the same battery charge, which would be really rather good. And since I want a very similar one fairly close by to detect whether a door's open or not, then that could also act as a gateway. So that may be something I'll be playing with next year. So I'm not sure whether that would be on stream. If it's something people would like to see on stream, then by all means just let me know at some point, either as a comment on YouTube, a message or anything like that. Drop it into chat at some point. Okay, I'm working at a lighter colour here, and one of the things I'm trying to do is keep a consistent colour. Not bothered about slight variations. This is kind of like stonework, so slight variations is perfectly okay. Potentially desirable, actually. Hey, that's something I ought to try in Pyrography. On Scraperboard I did a cottage, and that might be something that's worth trying to do in Pyrography as well. I may even do green grass as well. Ooh, in Pyrography. Never done coloured Pyrography before. That may be something worth experimenting with, and that might be one to experiment with. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe we should do a Christmassy one. Like a cottage with a forest behind it or something. Snow on the roof and yeah, don't know. Something to think about for the next one, because I'm hoping I'll finish this tomorrow night, which means that after 5 days away, we're not streaming. When I come back on the Saturday, we'll be able to start something new. No idea what yet, though. think I'll be doing something different though. I don't think I'll start another Hearthstone card. We are what, 10 to 8 here in the UK. Okay. That went a bit darker than I intended, but that's alright. Let's just smooth that out a little bit. I think this is cut stone or something similar to it, so variations aren't really a problem as long as it's not too heavy a variation.
Lost in old ways. I'm not afraid. Well, here goes nothing.
That sort of fast movement just then is quite a good way of just filling in some areas which are potentially too light. It lets you, because you're only applying a smaller amount of heat with each pass, it lets you sort of just gradually darken things down till you make an exact match, and then of course you just stop, as in not stop on the wood, but just move the pen off the wood. Okay, we've got the outline, almost complete. That's a bit dark, a bit light. Yeah, it's a bit light, is that? Let's just darken this down. Yeah, it's not too bad. This one is light here. Might still be a bit light, but yeah, it looks a lot light actually. So we'll go back over that. Just looking at it on the camera. Yeah, so I need to go back over this again. Okay, that looks like a better colour. One thing as you work towards yourself like this, what you got to be careful of is that you keep moving your arm or hand backwards, because otherwise you start to tip the pen up. And the lines that you start doing get thinner and thinner, which makes them harder to match up against. But also you then start cutting into the wood, and that will sort of create darker lines because of the way heat transfers. But it's very easy, it happens almost without you realising it sometimes. It's a flat shader, you've got to keep it flat, or at least flattish. Yeah, so I was also thinking about doing some rotary carving. I've got some breadboards and I've got some leaf shaped things, boards, and I can't think of what to put on them. I mean the classics of this advert type thing for the breadboard does strike me as an interesting proposition. So the Street from Haworth, I think it is. Excuse me a second. I wonder if somebody's calling me. Be right back.
Yo, what's going on?
Okay, and I'm back. Sorry about that, but thank you for bearing with me if you were around. There's a funny noise we hear, or I've been hearing just recently outside. Quite a raucous sort of call, which sometimes sounds like a person shouting. And I was just looking to investigate, but couldn't see anything. Right. Okay, so having done that, we'll now do the frame of the gibberer, working my way in. So this rim has got like a darker interior in the rim, so it's kind of like waved. So we'll just go all the way around and put the dark core in, and then we'll come back and put the light edges on. So we'll go around, effectively go around this twice. One for this outer side of the edge and one for the inner edge of this central core. Oh, I thought I managed to get rid of that hair. Obviously didn't. Pyrography on certain materials doesn't smell very nice. You can't actually do pyrography on hair as such because it just reacts too quickly to the heat. Shrivels up really quickly, it cooks and gives off a really unpleasant smell. I'm given to understand that applying pyrography to bone has a similarly unpleasant smell. Don't know about leather, but of course if you're doing it on tanned leather, then that would give off a smell as well, and including chemicals. So if you're applying pyrography to tanned leather, either do it in a well ventilated area, or at least with something that stops you getting the breathing the fumes. All sorts of not very nice chemicals used in tanning. Now, I'm not looking for a perfect inner line, but I am looking for something that's reasonably well defined. I'm letting it go a little bit fluffy as I describe it, so not a really hard edge, because that fluffy tends to imply it's round, curved. Hello, Wolfie. I'm not pretty late. I started at about 7:05 UK time. I think you're the one that's pretty late. In fact, what now? I've been streaming been live for an hour and 2 minutes. So 7:10 I started. But okay. I was beginning to wonder where you got to. You're going to mute the stream, which is fine. the heat down a touch. And I'll just apply a little bit of colour around the outside. Just so that it's not white. White will be too stark and also bring too much to the front. Lighter things, generally speaking, appear closer to you, and darker things appear further away. Although there are exceptions to that. Any rule in art is only a rule in certain circumstances. In other circumstances, it's completely the opposite. So if you're drawing landscapes, for example, dark things are closer to you, light misty things are further away. Draw a portrait, however, and light things are closer to you and darker things are further away. I think what it is it's the definition of further away, perhaps. So in the short distance, lighter things are closer to you, darker things are further away. As you go into the further distance, they swap over. So if you ever look in, like on a go take a look at a big landscape. Things in the distance look sort of pale, misty-ish looking, not very clear, not very saturated colours, these sorts of things. Usually. Something like a tree in the foreground is big, bold, and generally speaking dark. Okay, that's the window frame done. So now we're into the Gibberer itself. Mm. Hello. You're back. Okay, well, welcome back. How have you been? Oh, I've not been too bad, thank you. Been a busy day for me. Again, as is usual at the moment, but hopefully getting more towards getting that work that I'm doing out of the way. And I'll be able to do other fun things on a weekend. Besides sort of the work that I have been doing. So I've got 5 more days at work before I give up. You watch a movie and playing this on my screen. Okay. Thank you, I think. I get to be on the big screen and your movie's on a little screen. Okay. I keep thinking about watching streams on the TV itself. I've got a unit that's plugged into the TV that will actually play Twitch streams, and I keep thinking about sitting down. Trouble is, Lady Zara doesn't like watching Twitch streams, not unless there was one about candle making, I think. The little screen's slightly less big but still huge, yeah. Okay. But the problem with watching Twitch on the TV would be I could only watch one stream. And I couldn't do anything else at the same time. Quite often, whilst I'm watching a stream now, I'm perhaps doing something like either a video render or an upload, and I'm playing a game and I'm watching a stream at the same time. Okay, let's have a bit more heat on this. Oh, well, that's good. I found a way to refresh the thing. That's always a good thing. Because that's when players stop. But playing is when things become the same all the time. Well, you'll be pleased to know, Wolfie, that I will have stopped now polluting your timeline, as I am now fully 100% up to well, I was about to say fully 100% up to date in uploading the Twitch archive to YouTube. I hesitated because, of course, I'm making another one right here, right at this moment. So technically, I guess I'm half a stream behind at the moment. Since you bought a lot of this expansion, you have almost a... You've been less on YouTube. Well, that's because you couldn't see any of your other videos, is it? As to who's posted new stuff, because it was all me. I now that I've got all the Twitch archive up there, hopefully I can keep up to date, sort of export every night's stream after I've streamed it, and then I should, well, I'm hoping then to have some more time to concentrate on doing some YouTube specific videos. Bottom lip. Now the top lip. She's a really weird shape. Well, I suppose. I mean, it'd be weird for a human. Whether it's weird for a gibberer, I'm not sure. Or a gibberer. I don't know whether you pronounce it gibberer or gibberer. Need to darken around there a little bit. No, thank you. You're gonna spend some more money. Oh, you're gonna buy more cards. It must get expensive buying all these cards, I guess. I don't know how much they are. €50 and 60 packs for €70. Wow, that's a little bit expensive, isn't it? Well, I guess it's like everything else, though. If you if that's what you want to do with your money, and it's you get the enjoyment out of it, then it perhaps is not a bad price, really, I guess. For example, I don't particularly go out to bars and drink a lot, so you know, some people I know sort of easily spend €70 in sort of one night, so in a bar. So I guess, you know, paying €70 for a 60 pack and you know, getting several tens of hours of fun out of it is probably good value. Bulk buying is cheapest. Sometimes. Possibly for game cards. I know sometimes in supermarkets bulk buying is actually more expensive than not bulk buying. You always have to look at prices in supermarkets and work it out. Oh yeah, no, I understand. But there again, pre-order sometimes is highly irritating because, you know, things like that. You know, you get pre-order, you know, €1 a pack, for example. But if you just don't happen to be able to afford it at that particular point, so you've got to wait until later when you can, and then suddenly they're like, you know, as you've put there, €3 for 2 packs. So it's not only is it 50% more, it's you're forced to buy 2 packs at once. But it's kind of, it gets irritating when you just can't quite afford it. I think the pre-orders where they go, okay, pre-order it and you'll get it first or a day early. That's fine. You know, I don't mind those. At least everybody pays the same price whether you pre-order it or not. You just get the advantage of getting it more, you know, sooner. Oh yeah, no, not having a go at anybody. You know, it's up to yourself, as I say, what you spend pennies on. Yeah, but I mean, it's like if I wanted to buy the same cards now, I can't pre-order anymore, and if I couldn't have got them then, either because I didn't know about it or because of, you know, not having enough money, then I'm kind of at a disadvantage, aren't I? Really. But of course, I mean, that's what they're after. They're after the people to go, oh, it's a pre-order, I'm going to buy it now. You know, that's the whole idea. It's pay to win. Yeah. I mean, that's a nice thing about some of the games where you can actually do that. You know, yes, there are sort of pay to win, but you can also achieve the same thing by actually playing the game. It is, yes, you're right. Everything is about microtransactions these days. Because the idea of microtransactions, you know, is that because they're micro and they're so small, you know, like you might go 50 cents or 75 or maybe even a euro. You don't realise how much money you're spending because, you know, it's only a euro, isn't it? The fact that you've done it 50 times that evening just doesn't register on your brain. That's true. I will update it after the stream. Thank you. I'm going to try a little trick here, and that is a really fine dark line right on the edge. And it should be basically invisible, except when I put something next to it which is going to be quite close in colour, you'll still see the separation even though you can't really see this line. It'll just sort of register on your consciousness. Oh, well, almost unbeatable. Yeah, almost. Not quite, but almost, yeah. Well done. So there we've got a set of teeth coming. Watch the language, Wolfie, but yeah. Well, sort of. You did, yes. Although, of course, the Twitch chat moderator picked up on the fact that you had censored it, but not enough. But yeah, thank you. I kind of would like to keep the channel sort of reasonably to call it this family friendly. I mean, I'd love for people to be able to come into the chat and watch, or just to watch the stream, and to learn a little bit more about all the various things that I do. So I like to keep it sort of profanity free, shall we say. Yep. No, thank you for doing that, for keeping it up. Mind you, of course, if you don't censor yourself, I just ban you anyway. So, although I would give you a warning. Now here I'm not particularly after a smooth colour. I'm kind of after something that looks a little bit sort of mixed up a bit. It's kind of the gums, so just sort of I've only got it a bit. Let's make this a bit wider. Feels like it wants to be just that touch more. Now I'm going to have to just work on this a little bit just to get rid of a line that's there, but it's not really a problem to do. want to be darker around here, and this needs to recede backwards. Dark always looks further back in close up like this. Ow. I need a straight edge on these teeth because that makes them look sharper. And I make sure they don't have a fuzzy edge. And then they're sort of triangular-ish, sort of, so I need to darken down one side of them, certainly around this edge here. Yeah then, how does that look for a pair of Gibberer teeth? Yeah, I'll try and remember to do that, Wolfie, thank you. And essentially what we're going to do now is
Try and love me like you never felt. I need you alone. Heart was breaking and love all was taken. I wanted to know. Got the feeling that love was on the outside. You want me to
so where's his ears gonna be? I see, so we've actually got his ear is kind of around there, like that, and then that's going to come down roughly there.
When you find someone, tell them how you feel. 'Cause tomorrow isn't promised. Love is always honest. If you wanna find the real deal, relax your mind. Just take it slow. No need to rush. Just feel the flow. I want you now. No need to wait. Tell me, are you ready? Tell me.
Okay, so we've roughly got something like that then. So now I just go a little bit crazy with the fur. Only a little bit crazy. Careful, Wolfie. Yeah, but you're still pushing it. I wonder if the ear, inside of the ears are soft like a cat's. You feel scammed. Why are you feeling scammed? Okay, so there's lots and lots of fur to do. But I think that's it for tonight. Your entire deck is based on making these small minions taking breath up. Yes, see, there's always a counter. Either, well, your opponent there, of course, is the computer. So, you know what I've always wondered when, with sort of the computer as the opponent, because the computer knows what your cards are, but does it keep your opponent free of the knowledge of what cards you've actually got that have not played, or does it kind of cheat? Always wondered that with these sorts of things. Okay. Yeah, it's after 9 o'clock, so it's 10 past 9 now. So we actually should have been broadcasting about 2 hours. 2 hours and 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That's a good guess. So, the main body of the card is done. Working now on the Gibberer. Gibberer. Don't know which one you pronounce it as. So we've done the mouth, done all the teeth, and the tongue, and the lips, I guess. The eyes are in place. They're very pale at the moment until I get the stuff around them. Then they'll stand out a little bit more. But I don't want to make them any darker because they're a luminous sort of colour. So now it's putting the fur in. It is fur. I have to make the strands a bit longer, but which is really just lots and 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 lots of small strokes. what I ought to do as well is perhaps put the blocks he stood on in as well first, so that the fur can go over the top and look like it's going over the top. But I think that's a real good progress. I am hoping actually to finish this tomorrow night. Really am, because otherwise I've got the problem that well, it's not a problem, but I'm working away next week. So I will not be broadcasting Monday through to Friday inclusive. And I'm kind of hoping I can finish this tomorrow and then come back to something different. But if I don't, I don't. I'll finish this on Saturday next week. But coming along quite well, I think, is that. Yeah, it's kind of like in a sort of a dungeon-y type thing. So I think that's about it for tonight. Usual things down at the bottom right hand side there. I keep looking. I know what's there because I wrote it, but I still look at it. There's the website, of course. Work in progress. A slow work in progress. But now I've loaded all the YouTube videos. So all the Twitch archive is now on YouTube if you want to have a look at it. I may be able to do a little bit more with the website, or I can do some YouTube videos, or I can do some stuff with the shop, which is also there. And put some of the pyrography in, for example, which might be an idea. I've still got some more jewellery to put in there as well, like the stainless steel or the micro mail pieces. Yeah, too much to do, too little time to do it. And I know when I'm on holiday the week after next, I want to play games. I don't want to be doing things like that. So well, we'll see. It's unfair because that boss is passive. Well, it's unfair because you lost. If you'd won, you wouldn't think it was unfair, would you? Yeah, what else do we down there? Social media, of course. Keep an eye on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter if you'd like to be notified. I tweet before I go live. I'll tweet reminders when I'm not going live, or if I can't go live for any reason, then that's where I will most likely make it known. Of course, we've got the buttons up at the top for the follow me. Great, come up on the front page. You'll get to know when I'm live if you're on Twitch already, and see me there. Helps the channel as well. There's also, of course, the bits. If you want to contribute, you can do so. And the subscription button, I think, well, there's something like 20% off now. There's a sale going on anyway. So if you're interested in supporting the channel, you get to pay less to support the channel the same amount, because I get the same amount. Fantastic if you think about it. Don't have to, of course, but it's there, and it would be fantastic if you did. Buying materials like the wood, pyrography tools, carving bits and pieces and things like that. That's what it all gets used for. So, reminder, tomorrow night, somewhere between 7 and 8 PM I'll start. That's UK time, GMT. I'll try and get as close to 7 as I can. We'll go on then till about 9 o'clock. No stream on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday or Friday. We'll be back on Saturday after tomorrow. So thank you. Hope to see you on the next stream. Bye for now.